Good evening, everybody. Thank you all for attending tonight. I'd like to open up this select board meeting on March 18th, 2025 here at Town Hall at 6:30. All regular board of selectmen meetings are held on the first and third Tuesday of each month. If you require special accommodations in order to attend, please let us know here at the town office as soon as possible to advise us of your needs. Just a reminder to the attending public, select board meetings are open to the public, but the public may not speak unless recognized by the vice chairman or the chairman, and only during public comment. Comment time is limited to 2 minutes per speaker. Matters related to personnel and boards will not be discussed. That being said, I will add that we do have a lot of items on the agenda tonight. Several of them will be asking for public comment throughout the meeting. I only ask that you keep your comments to the subject matter, and we try not to be too repetitive on questions and concerns, so that we can kind of keep the meeting moving along. But we will be requesting some public comment as we move along tonight. That being said, I'd like to open up the public hearing for the liquor license renewal.
This is for the renewal application of April Murray Dewitt, Sylvia's Moment Bar and Catering LLC for malt, liquors, and spirituous liquor license. It's been advertised and posted, acted by law. There's 2 hearings. These are combined hearings to meet those statutes.
Comments from the board?
Is the applicant here? Okay, I did have a couple of questions. It's in the middle of our packet, so I'm trying to get up to speed. You started this a year ago,
Yes,
and where do you do most of your business?
it's really been all over, mostly wedding venues. The ones in San Diego, most of them do not alcohol, but we've been in West Paris, we've been in Austin, we've been kind of a lot locally.
And you live here.
Yeah, I like to mention it.
Okay. Do you ever provide your service in places where there isn't another function happening?
If
Like
there's no function,
some parking lots empty, there's a lot of traffic, you set up here.
we can't. It's illegal.
Okay.
Yeah, we can't do that.
Probably
So
have
in
to
order
not
to-
to serve at those locations.
Yeah, you have to pull any spot you have a mobile bar, you actually have to get it. I have to bring something here, get it signed, it needs to be approved by whichever town I'm in. The state has to approve it, and then you have a permit. So it's a process just to set up.
So all your licenses with the state insurances are up to speed?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions from the board? Anybody from the public want to comment on anything the renewal of this license? Okay. The only comment that I'll make is we used to be a license last year. Haven't heard a complaint. No.
Oh, that's
Quite
great.
as much.
I try to follow all the rules, so.
Thank you for that. Would somebody like to make a motion that we okay the renewal?
Okay, so now you're in a public hearing, so the liquor license, we close out for that, and we'll go to new business on the liquor license.
You actually have to vote after the hearing, is that correct?
Close, you gotta close your hearing.
Okay, we'll do that.
And you can vote to move the new business, a liquor license.
Hearing no other public comments or any other comments from the board, I'll close the public hearing. Mr. Folks. So that being said, I'll take your advice, Mr. Town Manager, and I'll make a motion that we move right to new business, A, liquor license renewal, and I'll make a motion that we move that ahead. Somebody second that?
I'll second that.
All in favor of moving that ahead? Motion carries. I would like to make a motion that we renew the liquor license as presented in the public hearing. Any other discussion? All in favor? Motion carries. You ready?
Thank you.
We'll get you out of here early. All right.
Yep.
I'll call our regular select board meeting to order. With a roll call. Susan?
Here.
Carolyn?
Here.
Bill?
Here.
Scott is absent. Barry is here. We do have 4 members. We do have a quorum. Would everybody please rise for pledge of allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag, United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Question to the board, are there any adjustments to the agenda this evening? Mr. Town Manager, any adjustments? No, sir. Great. Hearing none, approval of the minutes. February 4th, 2025, approval of the minutes.
Make a motion, Barry, that we approve the February 4th, 2025 minutes.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Phil second.
Do you have a question?
No, I thought you made the motion, I didn't
I
hear the
did.
second.
Was there a second?
No, there was-
All
So I'll second it.
right, any discussion?
No.
Now,
No.
all in favor? Thank you. I'm glad somebody's keeping me honest tonight, Susan. Approval of the minutes for February 10th, 2025.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of February 10th, 2025.
Second?
Second it.
All right, any discussion? All in favor? That motion carries. Consent agenda, approval of the FY 25 payroll warrants, number 34, 37, and 39.
I'll make a motion of approval of the FY 25 payroll warrants, number 34, number 37, and number 39.
Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries, thank you. Approval of the FY 25 accounts payable warrants, week 36, 38, and 40.
Make a motion for approval of the fiscal year 25 account payable warrants 36, 38, and 40.
I'll second.
Any discussion? That motion carries. Thank you. We have a couple items on the old business.
Get a vote.
I did say it. All in favor?
Okay.
Yeah, good. Good. You missed it, that's all. Under old business, we have cemetery committee. We were asked at the last meeting to add a couple people to the cemetery committee. We publicized, advertised for that, and we had a couple of applications. Has everybody had a chance to review those applications? We had 2 spots open, we have 2 applications.
Are they here?
There, anybody here?
We have Cheryl Brown put in an application. And we had Peter Dean put an application in. I read them both over, they seem to be very qualified for that position and have a lot of interest in working and helping the town. I know Cheryl has done a lot for the town for many years, and Peter has a long history of working as a volunteer in other towns that he lived in and wants to be in Sebago and help out Sebago, so I think that's great. I'll make the motion that we accept Cheryl Brown and Peter Dane onto the cemetery committee.
I'll second that.
Any other discussion?
You said that they both, I know, sure.
Both of these.
They both live in Sebago?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nope, that's all.
Peter moved to Sebago 4 years ago.
Okay, I just misunderstood that. I thought you said something else, so that's my fault. Thank you. I'm fine with that.
Any other discussion? All in favor? Welcome to the cemetery committee, Peter and Cheryl. The next item, P, ordinance review committee, and there was a little bit of confusion on that. Carolyn had put a request in to talk about the ordinance review committee, and Bob had kind of put in something to talk about a couple of ordinances, and it kind of got mixed up, and the only thing we have on is for Carolyn to speak tonight on it. I had a conversation with Bob. We moved his request to the first meeting in April, which is April 1st. So the ordinance committee will have some items on that meeting.
So in your agenda item overview that I wrote out, at the last Vega board meeting, we reviewed the ordinance priorities and went through to make sure we hit the deadline for April 15th. In that packet, the backup for that, if you go to the last 2 pages, would be, the last page, last 2 pages are flipped to that. It says B on it. That was added to your package after it was emailed to you, electronically sent to you. It was added into that package. So if you took your package from here your new business, your old business B ordinance review, and flip to the back, that was added into your packet.
I'm sorry, should we, what's that?
So
A
under
big packet,
the packet, you have under old business that we're at right now.
right? Yep, I have it right here. Right?
Yep,
This
so
one?
you're all the way to the back.
And this was added
Is added.
today.
Whatever.
You didn't bring over the correction. Oh, yeah, that, okay. I apologize. Okay, yes,
If
That
you
went
don't
out this
have that in your
time?
packet, let me know, but I have that added to your packet.
right. That was added the same day you sent the email out. Yes. So it was read this, so. You got it right there? All right.
All right, so I guess I'll turn over to you, Carolyn.
So I just wanted to, kind of put a little bit of structure into our committees. And it was, I mentioned it the last time I was here in the last meeting. And, I thought it would be time to put a, working document in place and start getting some organization. I felt that the committee is very, I don't want it to sound demeaning, but it's kind of scattered a little bit, and I felt that maybe it's time, due to the responsibility of the committee and what they're doing, there should be some form of, structure and duties and how things are working with the town. I see that there's agendas, that are very much the same, which I understand, things move over from meeting to meeting. I'm concerned about the information that we get at the last minute, where, again, just organization-wise, I think, we put a pie chart together, and that was a great start, but now, I think it's time that we start really paying attention to our committees, especially this one, because it's very important, and, we should, organize it. There's a lot of contradicting between the ordinances and stuff, but I still think, me personally, I think sitting there as a town resident, I get very confused. I know they're working their tails off and they're doing a lot of work. But, as I mentioned in the past, in several conversations and several incidences, whether, I think we really need to put a strong focus on this, and something that important in the town that is supposed to recognize, I think that the town needs organization. So I sent over a working document. It was, information that I took from other towns, and I started some, structural notes. And again, this is not in stone. This is something I'm just working on. But I thought it might be time to take a look at it and start making it real, if that makes sense.
I sit in those meetings, I just want to add, I sit in the meetings and I leave there many times confused. I don't know what has gone through the attorney. I know there's things with the attorney. I don't know if we have a date that things came back from the attorney, but yet I sat through Thursday's meeting thinking the 25th was an ordinance review committee meeting. And then at the end, Dave Welch clarified, no, it's planning board, but it's a planning board ORC that I looked today. I feel the same way. This structure, I just think things could be presented more clearly, and then going into my email box and just having everything dumped yesterday. With, we were coming to discuss. I think it's very unstructured and very unorganized.